Next May 6th, King Chuck, I should say Charles III, will be coronated in a ceremony for England's newest king. And the most dramatic moment will be when the Archbishop of Canterbury steps forward and places into the hands of Charles a bound volume. And this is what he will say: "We present to you this book, the most valuable thing that this world affords. Here is wisdom. Here is royal law. These are the lively oracles of God." That book is the centerpiece of our faith. According to the American Society of the Bible, it is in greater demand than at any other time in history. Isn't that amazing? Presses turn out an average of one Bible every 6 seconds of the day and night. 600 copies an hour, 14,400 copies every day. It is printed in over 1,000 languages and dialects, and a Bible in some new tongue comes off the press at least once a month. That is truly amazing, and it is good. The Archbishop will say to the king, "Here is wisdom. The Bible is a record of our search for God and God's search for us. Amidst the pessimism and the cynicism and the defeatism of our time, it is a source book for the soul, with matchless words of courage and hope and comfort." So, does the Bible deal with the issues of today? Well, does race hate race? Do the strong crush the weak? Are the poor sometimes less important than money to people? The needy less worthy than a pair of shoes? Do nations make promises they have no intention of keeping? Can passion blind a good person's eyes? Are religious people sometimes so exclusive in their fellowship that they deny the basic love and concern on which their faith is based? Do people ever ask questions about the meaning of life and whether it is worth the struggle for goodness and peace? Those are items, those are issues with which the Bible deals. Here is royal law. A man was brought to court for operating a car without a license, and he pleaded this defense. He said that the car was not really his, that he had taken it from the dealer on approval, and until he decided to buy it, he felt he had no obligation to apply for a license. When a fine was levied against him, the judge said, "The law knows nothing about approval. The law is to be obeyed." In the minds of many people, the laws of God are binding upon you only if you approve of them. This may be true for some laws. It does not apply to the laws of God. You do not cancel out the imperative demands of the 10 Commandments by saying, "I do not profess to be religious. The laws of God were never given for human approval." They are not the 10 suggestions. They are the 10 Commandments. At no place do the Scriptures say, "Take it or leave it." This is what is said in the book. "The law of the Lord is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The ordinances of the Lord are true and righteous altogether." For our own good, the law works independently of our approval, and what we sow, we reap. These are the lively oracles of God. The Archbishop will say, here is power. The lives of men and women and nations are changed. They are different when they are centered on the Bible. In the rotunda of the Capitol in Washington, D.C., there is a great painting entitled The Embarkation of the Pilgrims by artist Robert Weir. We should be particularly aware of that because they are pilgrim forebearers. That's why this is called Plymouth Church. They were Congregationalists. And in this painting, which was commissioned by Congress, the focal point in the very center of the pilgrim band that is pictured on the deck of the Speedwell, which was a smaller boat that attempted to go with the Mayflower, but was taking on water and had to go back to Plymouth, England. And so they all got on the Mayflower and came together. Anyway, there on the Speedwell, there is a picture of William Brewster holding the Bible. In a time when the fundamental concepts of our way of life are being questioned, the full meaning of that painting should be burned into the nation's conscience. America and her freedoms and her finest ideals were founded on the open Bible. And we should not forget that or take it for granted. When Carol and I lived in Hawaii, I remember that there came through Honolulu a Bible on its way back to Pitcairn Island. You remember the story of Pitcairn Island? You remember the story of the mutiny on the Bounty? Well, you know, it's been told in so many ways. The story of the mutiny of the crew of the Bounty has been told in such detail. Captain Bligh's miraculous journey to Timor, Fletcher Christian's discovery of Pitcairn Island, his sinking of the Bounty to avoid discovery. There were 9 sailors, 6 native men, and 10 women. Left to their own devices, these people literally destroyed themselves with their drinking and their greed. After a time, only one of the Bounty's crew survived. And this man, whose name was Alexander Smith, found in one of the chests that had been taken from the Bounty before it was intentionally sunk, he found a copy of the Bible. He began to teach his fellow exiles its principles, with the result that his own life was changed and the life of the entire colony. In 1808, the United States ship Topaz visited the island for the first time, and there was found a thriving community, a school, a church, no jail, no crime, no one in need. Each person seemed to care for all the others. The Archbishop will say, and we should hear, I present to you this book, the most valuable thing this world affords. Here is wisdom. This is the royal law, and these are the lively oracles of God. Thanks be to God. Even so, Lord Jesus, quickly come. Amen.